Hey, I'd like you to explain to me what these beautiful drawings are.
Absolutely. My Little Transformer hub style is a crossover of My Little Pony and Transformers. Not just that, but also a new name in science fantasy.
Oh, nice.
Thanks. In the series, the ponies and the Transformers, the ponies and the Autobots team up to save Equestria from from any menace, from whatever menace comes their way. Unicron, Queen Chrysalis, Megatron himself, King Sombra, the Predacons and Predaking, the Choten and his corrupted kaiju, and Galvatron and Lord T-Rex. And then I continue the story with My Little Transformer Planet CD. The first My Little Transformer Planet CD is set in the far from distant future, where original characters of both fandoms get to be the stars. That's my character, Triforce Treasure, in the center. And that's his little sister, Sakura Ballet, joining him.
Is that Dr. Wolf?
Yep.
Nice.
And then I've also got Commander Firebrand, Ink Rose, Aleximus Prime, better known as Alex the Chubby, Silver Quill, Foxwell, Lightning Bearer, Star Embrace or Catchy Arts, Rancor Palmach, Polly Sentry, Lieutenant Sharpshooter, Lil Lovey, Summer Glitz, and this guy I made myself too, Bjork the Sage. He's actually part pony, part Cybertronian. He hides his robotic body underneath a robe. And then there's Primer Tor. I updated him, by the way, so he doesn't look like that. And Vexatron Prime. And then I've also got some prequels that further explain where My Little Transformer Planet CD, how it gets where it did. There's My Little Transformer Planet CD2, A New Age of Harmony Dawns, where we get to see Starlight Glimmer, Trixie, Thorax, Discord, and Sunburst join with Minicons, Fix-It, Slipstream, and Jetstorm in order to stop Queen Chrysalis and eventually Starscream. Yeah, you can see I copied two of those but gave them different backgrounds. And finally, the one I came up with recently, My Little Transformer Planet CD3, Deus Ex Allspark. It appears that there's gonna be... We basically have a Robots in Disguise 2015 and Bayformers crossover, which is mostly a take that to Michael Bay and an homage to the various movies of 2017. Of course.
Continue.
Not only must they save Cybertron and Equestria, but all reality from feeling the wrath of the Storm King, as well as a space witch from another time and from another dimension named Quintessa.
Yeah.
And an evil Optimus Prime. They also discover the secret behind why Cybertron and Equestria are linked together. If there's no hub style energy flourishing, why do they keep connecting us? And in this, you find out why.
I am a scientist, not a mad conspiracy theorist. Good day.
Oh, and here's the ultimate enemy they face. His name is Beelzor. He was once just a soul without a body. But through an alchemic ritual, I'm not going to spoil it though, but 3 miscreants are sacrificed in order to make a new body for him. Oh, and on the back, I forgot to show you. Here we have the Pillars of Old Equestria and the Knights of Iacon, led by Ambassador Mondu.
Bufflebee.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I intended Ambassador Mondu, later known as Chancellor Mondu, to look like Bumblebee. He was kind of a mentor to Bumblebee before the war. I even imagined him to be voiced by Dan Gilvezan, the guy who voiced G1 Bumblebee. However, Quintessa turned the one who brought them all together, Stygian, against them, and after which he assisted her in creating Beelzor, which failed. Which, get it? So to hide the hub-style Zodiac glyph, which they planned on destroying, thus erasing the hub's history forever. The Pillars of Old Equestria sacrificed their own bodies to hide the glyph away at Ponehenge. Yeah, there's hundreds of twists and turns. There's also references to other Hasbro franchises, as you probably already saw. Yeah. I added Littlest Pet Shop and Kaijudo, and then now I'm going to add a few others to my next project, which will focus on the Student 6, who premiered in School Days Parts 1 and 2, as well as the new characters of Transformers Rescue Bots Academy, titled My Little Transformer Academia Chronicles. It's not going to pick up where the original series left off, because this one was actually the grand conclusion, but it's gonna be good, I promise. Oh, there was also this one last thing I forgot to show. This is actually a fun little spin-off I conceived, known as My Little Transformer Fables Power Pony Rescue Squad Roku 6. It's basically a team-up of the Power Ponies and the Rescue Bots and the Burns family of heroes in order to save the planet from the Power Ponies' worst enemies and a megalomaniacal warlord from outer space. It's a slapstick spoof of live-action superhero shows and movies, both American and Japanese. So expect one of the ways I throw in the comedic element is including a weapon known as a THX bomb. It doesn't really explode as much as it gives off a loud, obnoxious noise.
Nice.
Like the THX logo you see at the beginning of your movies. Just imagine that that, but loud enough to shatter glass.
So, what else is in that folder over there?
A few extra drawings I brought with me. I even collected the mini posters from my Rads candy dispensers and made a tapestry, a Planet CD tapestry, and put in the symbols of every team up, which is also the symbol for every city on Planet CD, capital city. That is the capital city, Winnie World. It's almost like Winnie Land from the comics, the equestrian version of Disneyland, except it's as big as a city, kind of like Disney World in real life. And then there's Dinobot Valley. It's a lot like Jurassic Park and the Great Valley from The Land Before Time. Cantor-Iacon City, kind of like a mix between Canterlot and Iacon. Tenku Town, a heavily Japanese-influenced city populated with Pegasi and other airborne creatures. It's also an island. It's also a floating town, by the way. One Tree of Harmony Hill, kind of like the 100-acre wood, where humanoid animals, aside from ponies and transformers, get to live in peace. And finally, this is the symbol for the new Crystal City, modeled after both the Crystal Empire and the Cybertronian Crystal City that was destroyed during the war. I also did a mix single cover with Silverhound, Odyssey Eurobeat, Lavender Harmony, and Mitsuhiro Oikawa. Come Alive, Save the Future mix. The Japanese opening theme song to Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 is titled Save the Future, sung by Mitsuhiro Oikawa, which I mixed with Come Alive, Lavender Harmony's mix, because they sound so much similar to each other. You can also see the ponified Mitsuhiro Oikawa's doing a Kamen Rider Henshin pose, because he actually did a theme song, or maybe he also acted as a Kamen Rider. And finally, I did these hilarious drawings based on a scene from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Why don't Sparrow just flop on there and just roll over on me? Is that okay?
The Krabby Patty creature feature.
No, just okay.
Basically,
Hi,
the
good
entire main six giggle about something, plus Spike, and they have they have some weird-looking faces while doing so. I mean, just look at Rainbow Dash. I literally based it off her Why Wubwoo face. And then you got, these are not, those are her gums. Those tiny little stubs right there are her teeth. I based that off of Flutter Rage as well. Oh, and then Pinkie Pie's pulling on her tongue while the top of her head flips backward and forward. And then Rarity squishes down like a marshmallow and stretches back up and goes, ooh, 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 ooh. And then we have Applejack giggling like a hillbilly. Also, you can see her chin is hairy and her hat is somewhat damaged and stitched back together. And finally we got Spike. Look at him. That's terrifying, isn't it?
Very.
And then he decided, okay, that's enough. And goes back to normal. I based it off of a clip from the SpongeBob SquarePants episode titled Krabby Patty Creature Feature. It's one of the newest episodes. I thank you for your patronage.
Yeah. Also, show me your costume, your cosplay. Yeah, you're your OC, yeah?
Yeah, Triforce Treasure, or TT for short. I have a
Yeah.
picture of him on my back, too. You already saw a picture of him in one of my drawings as well.
Yeah.
I got several more drawings online, but I'm kind of apprehensive about saying what, where, or what it is, because I
Yeah.
want to make sure the right people are coming to see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, quite the interesting stuff right there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I based some of it off of the Final Fantasy series.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got plenty of artistic inspirations, such as Yoshitaka Amano, for example, who did the character designs and the art direction for the Final Fantasy series. Oh, I even began taking an interest in the art style of, I don't know how long ago this was, but Doug Wildey. He did the character design. He not only illustrated some comic books, but also he did the character designs for Hanna-Barbera's Johnny Quest.
Raphael? Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about me. Sorry. Who's your costume?
The thing I got on Amazon for $50. Well, interesting stuff. Well,
Thanks.
I'm gonna be going to the rest of the convention. See ya, my dude.
I will.